Welcome to Gospel Diaries, a platform that offers a unique avenue for artists to share their stories, express their thoughts, emotions, and personal journeys. Today we celebrate the holiday season 2024 with LaVarnga Hubbard of Ricky Dillard's New Generation Chorale.
Coco. Tis the season, right?
Tis the season.
I have no reason. I have no reason. The Lord is. The Lord is my right. Say, I have no reason. I have no reason. I have no reason. I have no reason.
What's going on, Gospel Diaries, y'all? Listen, I am still in the magnificent city of Chicago. Well, actually, I'm in the suburban area, and I'm with the Duchess of Gospel Music. This is our holiday season. I'm so excited. I'm with the one and only Miss LaVarnga.
Hey,
how are
how's
you
everybody?
doing?
All right, Eric. Eric Clark.
Yes. Listen, I'm so excited to be here with you. This is like a long time coming. You are a pillar to the gospel music community, and I mean it from my heart. Like, you have really sang your heart out. Wow. And have helped so many people. It has been an inspiration for so many people, and you're a part of history. You're part of a phenomenal choir, one of the most prolific choirs of our era, and I'm so honored to be sitting here with you. So thank you.
Wow, what a pleasure. I am so honored and so humble for this interview, for you to even call and have me do this.
And you look beautiful.
Oh, 65. I'm still alive.
Oh, by the way, we have what is hot cocoa?
Oh, I love it.
You see,
I love hot cocoa. Yes, and these mugs are beautiful.
I'm gonna wait a little second because I don't want to burn my tongue. Okay.
But guess what? If it's not hot, it's not good.
Oh, there you go. Well, listen, you've been on the battlefield for quite some time now.
Ooh, a long time.
So are you a native of Chicago?
Yes, born and raised in the city of Chicago, Cook County Hospital.
Cook County Hospital.
Yeah.
By the way, she is a member. Are you still a member of?
Well, I'm alumni member now.
Alumni member.
65, yeah. Alumni member of Ricky Dillard and New Generation Chorale. I still say the chorale part, but it's New Ricky Dillard and New Generation.
Let's talk about your humble beginnings. You're from the South Side of Chicago.
South Side of Chicago. I was born and raised in the South Side of Chicago, like we talked about, and I attended church, a small church on 79th Street. You just determined to drink it, right? It's good. 79th and just 79th Street, 842, matter of fact, and East 79th Street. And it was Christian Doctrine. Okay. Missionary Baptist Church. It's gone now. It's gone. But Reverend Herman Billingsley was the pastor, and his wife Eleanor Billingsley was wound up being my godmother, and my god sister Hermaine Billingsley Island now, who is my mentor since 9 years old. That's when we started going around the corner to the church, Sunday school, Bible class, BTU, whatever they had going on, we were there. So that's why I grew up. That's why I started singing in the choir, directing the choir. They taught me how to direct, my godmother, and doing the triangle. You know, you direct like that, but then you learn how to do the real directing. But yeah, so that's where I was born and raised, learned how to sing, taught, because Hermaine would teach us our keys and all that. And went from that after the church folded. Reverend Messenger, Edward Messenger, the late Reverend Edward Messenger, took over that church, Christian Doctrine, and we moved to, matter of fact, we was East 842. Then we moved to 842 West.
You got a good memory.
Oh, I remember. 842 West, 79th Street, and that's where it all began.
Okay.
Musically. Well, I'm gonna go back to Christian Doctrine with Hermaine Island, and then as far as the as far as the artist, Albertina, the late Albertina Walker.
What about Albertina that you
I
like?
would
I don't like this already.
listen. I would, and my mother. This is really crazy. I'm gonna close this for right now because I'm gonna play a little something later. My mother, when she realized that I wanted to be a singer and do all this, she used to take me to New Nazareth because my mother was a member of New Nazareth. Yes, on Yates. And Aura Lee Hopkins. She said, "You want to sing? I'm gonna take you somewhere and you can watch this lady sing." Aura Lee Hopkins. Every broadcast, 4 o'clock at the New Nazareth Church on 79th and Yates. I'll never forget it.
You met the woman.
I met Aura Lee Hopkins.
Oh, I got a chance to interview Daryl Reed, her son.
Wow. She, oh my God, that lady, it's like the heavens were open when she sang. When she sang. Yeah. New Nazareth, every Sunday, broadcast, 4 o'clock. And then the late Albertina Walker, Queen, well, they all gone now. They all gone. But those two people directly inspired. So
as it relates to choir music, like how did you start singing in the choir at these churches, or how did that?
I always sang in the choir at my church. Always. Direct the choir. Direct the choir. I was taught that direct. And when we left from Christian Doctrine, which that folded, even with the late Edward Messenger, we merged with another church, Omega, but I didn't go to Omega. So, but I didn't go, the Lord didn't direct me there. I never did go. So I was at home for a period, and then some of my people from that church invited me to another church, Greater Mount Carmel.
Oh, and that's where you are
That's
now.
Where the late Ollie James.
Yeah, okay, right.
I was at that church for 25 years. See, I'm not no person that go from church to church. When I left, it was because things happened. And I was at Greater Mount Carmel for 25 years. Wow. I was a minister of music for 7 years. And I had 3 choirs up under me. And it was totally amazing. Wow. An amazing experience. The late Tony Butler, after many musicians that we had, he was the last musician that worked up under me. And he's gone now. And you know, it makes me sad when I think about all the people that passed my way, that helped build what we were doing, you know, not knowing what we was doing. But Tony Butler is the main reason why I'm a recording artist today.
Really? Explain why.
Okay. Tony Butler came to our church one Sunday morning. Mark Hubbard, I called Mark and I said, "Mark, do you know any musicians?" Because we didn't have a musician. And Mark said, "I know this one guy." And I called Tony and he said, "Sure." He was a nurse. And he said, "I'll come right off. I get off work." And you better believe, 9 o'clock that morning, he was at our church. Service started at 11. You know, we talked and all that. But later on, after we began a relationship, he said, "I want you to come to this workshop with me." And I said, "Workshop?" It was James, the late again, James C. Chambers, and the Ecclesiastes / I think Chicago Math. Anyway, it was a workshop at Kennedy King College. And I said, "Okay, I'll check it out." Me and my 2 small children, Rodney and Veneer, I took them to Kennedy King, and I participated in the workshop. The workshop was all week, and they recorded on that Saturday night. Well, I wasn't going to, lead no song. I was just going to be a part of the choir. There was a song, "Call 'Em Up." James Chambers asked me if I wanted to, try out the song. And I was like, "Sure." So I don't think they thought I did too good with it. So then they went and got my friend Puff. You know Puff Jones, Steve Puff Jones. He's still alive and well.
Yes.
Puff came and did it. But I guess he wasn't fit for the song either. So Tony rant and raved. He said, "This woman been coming out here with her 2 children every night, all week. And you all give her a song and take it back," or something like that. It was anything. I was like, "Don't worry about it. It's okay." So James said, "Come on, let me see. Let's go." Anyway, I did the song. The song wound up being the title song of the album, "Call 'Em Up." Chicago Mass Choir. I'm giving you history now. And I'm going to tell you something. I've been recording every since.
You're on that Chicago Mass.
Chicago Mass. I can't tell you what year it was.
That was like 91.
All I know is you got the CD, yes. The Hands Are Up, yes. And the lead song, yes. The title cut song.
And that's you.
Call Him Up. And that's LaVarnga Hubbard. Yes.
Wow. So how many songs did you record with Chicago Mass?
3.
Okay. Can we
Call Him Up? The Lord Is All Right. And Testify. I got a testimony. I want to tell what the Lord has done for me. Willie Rogers, the late Willie Rogers, wrote that song.
Calvin Rogers' father.
Calvin Rogers' dad. Percy Gray, The Lord Is All Right. And Call Him Up, the late Lavelle Lacey.
Listen, you're not new.
I keep saying late.
You ain't new to this. You true.
I'm an old.
You true.
Listen.
But yes, rest in peace, Lavelle Lacey. Hi, Eric Maurice Clark here, sharing ways that you can support Gospel Diaries. First and foremost, thank you so much for your interest in this platform, and let's support every artist that appears on this program. All right, so we do have a magazine. It's entitled The Gospel Music Gazette, and you can obtain a copy by going to ericmauriceclark.com. That will help us share and help spread our purpose here at Gospel Diaries. Also, you can donate by way of Zelle, Cash App, or traditionally through mail. We do appreciate you, and as I always say, love on someone and you will change your life. Bye.
So I can give you some history, and this is so amazing that you've given me this opportunity, because I haven't really got a chance to say all of this. A lot of times people don't know, and even today, don't expect people to know who you are, because they don't know who you are. Everybody do not. But this is so amazing to me, and I said I'm so honored and humbled to be here to tell my story.
And I'm honored to be here.
After recording with Chicago Mass, I traveled with them and everything. Then Walter Howard, Dedicated to Christ Ensemble.
Lord have mercy. That's how I found out about you.
Walter Howard.
That song was blowing up these radios.
Walter Howard was a member of, he was a member of New Philadelphia Church. Later on, he came to Christian Doctrine, the late where Reverend Messer was before I went to Greater Mount Carmel. But yes, I recorded with Walter Howard, Dedicated to Christ Ensemble. My God's Got It.
My God.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
My God's Got It.
You wore that song out.
And I was younger. You got to remember, I was younger then. Honey, we talking about 40 years ago.
And then also we can't leave out Mabel Reddick. Because they actually signed on Meek Records.
Meek Records. Along with the late Clay Evans, Pastor Clay Evans.
Testimony came out.
And Testimony came out with that. Janet White.
Janet White had
Pastor Janet White now.
Lord, I want to sing for you.
Who wrote Testimony?
Tony
Tidwell. Oh, phenomenal songwriter. He wrote another. I'm gonna later on we're gonna talk about that. But that's where all that began. Then I joined Ricky Dillard. He saw me singing My God's Got It. He was with LSD. Tyrone Block. Yes. And they sang, young people. And he said, that's my singer. You're going to be my singer. I'm like, I'm from just a local church girl. I was like, Because even then, Ricky Dillard was beginning to build his name. So I was like, So my kids were like, Mama, you know who that is? That's Ricky Dillard. I was like, oh, okay, So I came and joined. I went to the rehearsal, 1995. I do remember that.
Thank you for the year.
1995. Now you do the math.
Oh, yes.
For 2024. Because this was basically, my last year.
29 years. 29.
Almost 30 years.
Yeah, almost 30 years.
Yeah. So, because I didn't do the last recording in, what was it, Colorado, I think? Ohio. Yeah, I didn't do the last recording. But the one before that,
you was in Indiana?
I went to Atlanta.
Indiana, right?
Indiana, right, that's right.
Season. So let's talk about some of the Christmas events that you remember down through the years.
Wow. Coming from a family of 10, I'm the third oldest. So I told my doctor I'm under a voice, what they call that, vocal. I have cysts on my vocal cords, so I'm on vocal rest right now. So I've been staying in my church in like 3 weeks. I think I got 3 more weeks to go. And I told my doctor, I said, well, in order to be heard from a family of 10, you had to holler.
Okay.
Oh, and she laughed. She said, well, are you still with that family of 10 now? Because I don't need you to be hollering anymore. So, but that's where it all began. We had a ball. I mean, I don't care what it was going on. We always had a celebration. We always had birthday celebration, no matter what. 10 kids, people like, oh, we had it all. Family. Oh, we went to the Diaries. You might not know none of these stores. 2 for $5. You buy a pair of shoes for two kids gonna get a pair of shoes for $5. I promise
Lord
you.
Have mercy.
Anybody watching this video and you as old as LaVarnga, you know what I'm talking about. Kresge's, Terry's.
I love it.
The brothers on 63rd and Halsted. Oh, we shopped up and down there. That was big shopping for us. Big shopping. Frank's, 2 for $5. Community.
Love it.
Listen, we didn't go without nothing.
Okay.
So Christmas was always good. It was always big. Big in my house. And my mom died in 1981. And you know, it's always somebody try to keep the tradition going, but it's not the same. It's not the same. But you still have to do, you know, what you have to do because you have children, you have grandchildren. So I made up a tradition of my own because I wanted my grandkids to myself. So I do the day before, share with the other grandparents. They can have a day of.
Love it.
Because my husband and I, we used to go from house to house. Easter, Christmas, New Year, whatever holiday. And I was like, Mother's Day, Father's Day, I'm not going to do this to my kids. We're going to do the day before. So Wednesday, this Thanksgiving and every Thanksgiving since my grandkids been here, I've been doing dinner on Wednesday. Wow. After my mother passed, especially. And then Christmas Eve, we open our gifts on Christmas Eve. So wherever they want to go on Christmas Day, it's fine. And same thing for other holidays. I always get the day before. That way I can share with the other parents as well. Yeah.
But listen, we are spreading love on this Christmas holiday. Right before we go to our first intermission, I want to ask you this. Today's LaVarnga Hubbard, right? If you look back at the LaVarnga Hubbard with Walter Howard, with Chicago Mass Choir, what would you tell that LaVarnga Hubbard?
Ooh. What would I tell her? Be yourself, as I always have been. I never try to be like anybody else. Now, I've learned from others, like the great, and she's still living. We just shared an award ceremony together. The wonderful Diane Williams, the ad-lib queen. I've learned from other people, but I've always been myself.
Don't make me cry.
I'm getting teary-eyed myself because people are, I'm going to get it to this. People are trying to put you in a box that you're not familiar with at all. And I had to be true to myself. I'll say in a minute, I can't do that. Oh, no, I can't do that. Nope, that's out of my range, you know. And I meant that.
I love it.
Not like I wasn't trying to do something else. No, but I'm not trying to out-sing somebody else. I'm not trying to, what they say, get house. I just give you what I got. I'm a walker. I love to walk when I sing because I want to get to communicate with the people. You know, what comes from the heart reaches the heart. And I learned that at an early age. I didn't just start that. Even with my knees, I had surgery on this knee, had a knee replacement. Time for another one. But guess what? I'm still walking. I got to walk. I got to tell somebody.
Tell somebody. Watch out now.
That there's a king in
Watch
town.
out.
Listen. Don't play with me. Don't push me. There's a king in town. You got to tell. If you don't get but one somebody, then your living is not in vain.
Not in vain.
I felt something on that. Listen. My living
Uh-huh.
is not in vain.
Oh, I wish you could sing.
I
just a
got
little bit of
sisters
that,
and
but
brothers, my husband,
mhm,
my grandchildren. My living is not in vain.
mhm,
If I can help
mhm.
somebody as a good Christian heart, then my living
Mhm.
shall not
Mhm.
be in vain.
On that note, we'll be right back. Hi, Eric Maurice Clark here, sharing ways that you can support Gospel Diaries. First and foremost, thank you so much for your interest in this platform, and let's support every artist that appears on this program. All right, so we do have a magazine. It's entitled The Gospel Music Gazette, and you can obtain a copy by going to ericmauriceclark.com. That will help us share and help spread our purpose here at Gospel Diaries. Also, you can donate by way of Zelle, Cash App, or traditionally through mail. We do appreciate you, and as I always say, love on someone and you will change your life. Bye. We're back. Look, she's enjoying her hot cocoa.
And these cups are beautiful.
Thank you so
I
much.
love cups.
Yeah. I'll just put mine down, but I take another sip. Okay, hold on.
Nothing like a good cup of cocoa. I wish I had some marshmallows.
Oh, that would be nice. You like chocolate
or whipped cream.
You like chocolate? Or like M&Ms
that. My grandkids do that. Okay. And my son, he like that chocolate syrup stuff.
Well, listen, we are enjoying ourselves. I'm so glad
we
you're
are.
still here.
Don't push me.
Well, the Apatino don't ran up
Honey,
there.
I'm so glad I'm still here.
Fiery thoughts.
He didn't have to do. I watch your tone. I can't. He didn't have to do it. But don't you know I'm glad he did?
Oh yes. Oh yes. All right. So you have fans across this world.
Do I?
Yes.
I don't even know that.
Yes. So on the Work It Out. No, not Work It Out. No limit. Yes, Work It Out. On the Work It Out album.
Lift up your head.
My God.
I remember.
My Lord, that was recorded right
Lift
at the AFC, wasn't it?
AFC.
Was that 79th or 79th?
That was 79.
In Ashland. Let's talk about the year that you joined Ricky Dillard and the New Generation Chorale. How did that even come about?
Well, like I said earlier, he saw me at a concert I had did with sing with Walter Howard, My God's Got It. And Walter said, Ricky said, that's my singer right there. That's my singer. And I was like, well, I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, we went through that. And I came to the rehearsal. He told me they had rehearsal on Monday night. And they had rehearsal on 75th, right off of Stony Island, and whatever that street was. It was a little church. It wasn't no New Covenant. It was right off Stony Island. Right across the street from the Jewels.
Oh, from the Jewels. I couldn't think of that church.
It wasn't just. It was Stony Island,
That's
and
the
then
hospital
what's the
across the
next
street
street
from the
after Stony Island? Yep, the hospital's on the corner.
I wouldn't be able.
But anyway,
fill up somewhere.
It was a little church.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. New G was piled in that little church every Monday.
In 1995.
In 1995, every Monday night, and tell that church. Robin will remember.
Wow.
Ask Robin. She'll tell you. Every Monday night and have rehearsal up in there.
What was a rehearsal? What is a typical New Generation Chorale? Not New G. New Generation Chorale rehearsal early.
Early New G?
Yes. What was those rehearsals?
It was good. Really? We would shout. Cry. The spirit was there. Yes, the spirit was there. We would have musicians. Ricky, of course, conduct the rehearsal. And if he wasn't there, Larry Jones, that's his assistant. But it was church. It was church. We're learning songs, singing them. It was church. You hear me?
I hear you. I feel you.
So after being in church all day on Sunday, coming to rehearsal on a Monday, you get a refill. It was wonderful.
Now let's talk about his teaching techniques. How do you describe his teaching techniques?
Ricky, he's a comedian, of course, but he makes it easy. He makes it easy. And when we record, he always we don't get songs like ahead of time like now we do. But I mean, we talking about the old New G. No such thing as getting songs ahead of time, and they send them in your email. We didn't do that. You learned those songs right in that rehearsal.
Really?
Yes, sir. You were now. If you got a tape recorder or something, you could tape it. Back then you had cassettes or whatever. But Ricky teach them songs. You learn those songs, and the rest is history. Ricky. Now let me just tell you how this. Even back then, he don't automatically. He know who he wants. He hears. But if you're a person that can't pull it, then guess what? You won't be leading that song. He'll say, and this is so amazing, even today. And I think I told him this. You get on Ricky Dillard's stage and do what you're supposed to do to the glory of God, the sky's the limit. That's all I'm going to say. And he'll say, either you're going to sink or you're going to swim. I ain't sinking. But it's just amazing. It's just amazing. And it's amazing how he pushes you, how he encourages you. I had rehearsal in his home. He would bring the lead singers in and have rehearsal.
Really?
Yes. Wow. Let me say this. I think him and Donald Lawrence was living in the same building. I had my daughter and my son with me. Going to rehearsal to learn these songs. It might have been Lift Up Your Head or Let the Redeem. It was either one of those.
Don't do me like that. Go ahead. You see, you don't mess. Let the read. Listen, don't do me. I'm sitting in Phoenix, Arizona. I told the DJ to play the song while I'm skating. But go ahead. You probably don't forget what you.
And Donald Lawrence lived in the same building with Ricky. It was like over there on Cottage Grove, Maryland, something like that. My daughter, I was like, introducing her to Donald. She was like, "Oh my God!" And she couldn't even. I'm like, speak back. Donald Lawrence was doing the Bible stories.
Okay.
My children loves him, period. But back then it was like a new introduction to Donald Lawrence, and what was that, Tribe City and all that? Oh my God. Wow. So they were so excited, got to meet him. And he was so generous to them. Wow. Oh, he hugged them. And I think today him and my son still communicate. But my daughter's like, I was like, are you gonna speak? Close your mouth, please. Wow. But that's that's Ricky. That's what Ricky does with his lead singers, and even today. So when I say today, 20 years, 30 years later, he does the same thing. Yes. He's gonna work with you, but if it seems like you're not, then he got to move on.
Oh yeah.
Because he got a record to make. As simple as that.
And we're gonna move on to Let the Redeem.
Come on.
I mean, you would tell it.
I still get calls for Let the Redeem.
Tell it.
And
now,
going to
now talk about that. How did he introduce that song to you?
Now I think don't quote me on this, but I think the Lowe brothers had something to do with that. Not Wendell, but the other brother wrote that song or rewrote it or something anyway. So he introduced it, and they wanted me to sing that song, Let the Redeem. We had on those orange robes with gold metallic. I'll never forget it. And this was at Monument of Faith.
Monument, okay.
See?
There's no video to that recording, is it? They recorded it, but
we had a video, but I don't think it really came out. Okay. I don't know what happened, but we did have a video. I remember those orange robes and metallic gold. But Let the Redeem, yes, sir. Man, yes, sir. I love that song.
Did you say you did Amazing Grace? What? Some old.
I have lived Amazing Grace. I sweet the sound to say which like me.
It was something. I don't know. You was going in. You was
I don't
know.
I don't know.
But you had to tell it.
Tell it. and say so.
Say so. Now moving along to Unplugged.
Unplugged. Now, which was Let Us All Go Back.
Let Us All Go Back.
That song right there.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. If you
Listen, we're with gospel royalty right here.
if you get up there and move
Mhm.
under the umptions of the Holy Ghost,
Mhm.
heaven belongs to you.
Mhm.
No, people. I'm still getting calls
Mhm.
after 30. I said, now y'all remember, that was 20-something years ago. I'm not in that same key,
Mhm.
but we could do the song.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
I just left. What's that young man? Tinsdale, Montreal's.
Oh,
Tinsdale.
Montreal. Shout out to you.
Shout out to Montreal. I just left them in Oklahoma
Mhm.
doing.
Mhm.
It was February, Black History.
Mhm.
Let Us All Go Back.
Wow.
And his choir sang that. I know them babies weren't even born in.
Actually, Ricky, I think led a song on his latest project. I'll put it on the screen.
The latest one?
Yeah, he actually led.
I'm gonna have to get the whole project.
And speaking of leads, Ricky actually led a song on Digit Haddon's his lead of Extreme Worshipers album too. So you all check these projects out with Ricky.
I'm gonna have to check them out because I can't keep up with everything Ricky do. Oh my God.
So let's talk about your fondest memories of being a part of New Generation.
Oh my God, I have so many. The Germany trips. I've been to Germany 4 times with New G. 4 times, 30 days straight. 4 times. I got my. Let me just say this. I got my passport being a part of Ricky Dillard and New G. Yes, and been traveling ever since. Because listen, we went to Italy.
Now, how many? Okay, so your first trip overseas abroad
was Germany.
How many people? How many choir members went? Do you remember?
I want to say 15, and that's including like band. That's what they was doing back then.
Okay.
I'm talking about in the 90s now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you was chosen to go.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of voices in New Generation.
There's a lot of wonderful voices.
Okay.
And even now, baby, wonderful.
Can we try before we go to these? Let's try the. Okay, we got Tinka.
Come on.
Wanda Rogers. Let's see, Steve Jones.
Robin
Covington.
Come on.
Elisha.
Larry Jones. Elisha Harris. That's right. You had Sharnetta Richardson. Don't make me call the wrong. Then you got Andre Critters, and he was like in the newer, coming up.
Well, his sister led.
He wasn't back there with us, but
his sister led a song on the one live in Toronto.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Stop shouting, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot her first name.
Melva.
It
was Melva.
It was Melva. Listen, New G. Before I got in New G, let's go here. Cynthia Carter. Where could I go? Come on, don't play with me. So before I even touched New G ground,
she said, where?
They had singers. What? You hear what I said? So they had singers. So one thing about Ricky, he ain't hurting for none of that. Back in the day, and even today. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Dr. Dillard turns out singers, and I'm telling you, I hope I'm not going ahead of.
Oh, let's not leave out Keisha McFarland.
I used to tease her so much.
Put your trust in God.
That Keisha McFarland, but Keisha can sing anything. Her sister Kim, come on. So there's a legacy there. It don't just stop. So even when he's gone, God forbid, New G legacy will live on, whether they're still singing or not.
Now we're gonna get back to the first trip. How many people went to Germany with you? But I want you all to do in the comment. I want you to put your favorite lead singer in that comment section and put your favorite song. Okay, let's talk about the trip abroad.
The trips to Germany. Yes. I think about 15 people. I don't think it was no more than 20. And I enjoyed it. It was so much that I went like 4 times, like I told you, to Germany. They give you a per diem per day. I think back then it might have been like 300.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. But anyway, they give you per diem, and then you get paid. For pay as singers and everything. It was a wonderful experience. The audience. This is what made me. The first time I went, I could not believe the way the people were. These people were crying. These people wanted to touch you. They wanted to hug you, wanted to say things to you. They want, they had you signing autographs, and I was like, wow, we take gospel music for granted when these people are thirsty for it, they're hungry for it. I'm telling you, it's a very emotional thing. And it'd be like thousands of people in this place. John saw a number that no man can number. That's the kind of audience it was. I never sang to no multitude of people like that. And I was singing Already Been to the Water. It's not like you sing your songs that you recorded, not too much. You sing, it's universal. Oh Happy Day, I Love You, Keep Smiling, Keep Shining, songs like that. Back then, I don't know what they're doing now because I haven't been in this new realm. But back then, it was just so wonderful. It was just so wonderful, warm, So yeah, it was something that you really wanted to go and learn, and it's no vacation because you're singing every night. Now, some nights you get off, but then the nights you want to rest because you be tired. But it was amazing, experiencing the food and all that. And then we went to Italy twice. We did that with late Dr. Charles G. Hayes, Cosmo Choir, the Lumsey Sisters. I don't know if you.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a tour. Perugia, Pam Morris playing that trip. Beautiful Pam Morris. Bless you.
We love you, Pam.
Yes. She was playing those trips, and we went to Italy twice. I do remember that.
Wow. Now listen, we got to get into your solo career, and we have to talk about the things that you're doing today. But so can I come back and we talk a little bit more about New G, because you have many New G fans, and I'm sure they want to know more. So whatever question that you have that we did not answer, put them in the comment, email me, or whatever you want to do. And matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, this is a holiday season. We're spreading love around here. I'm about to put her Cash App on this screen, and I want you all to embrace her through the Cash App. And we're gonna take a quick look. Wait, before we go, I want you. Is there anything else you want to share about your experience being with Ricky? Is there something that you want to tell Ricky?
I want to say this. I want to thank him for the opportunity, for the chance to be a part of such a great organization. But not only that, his heart. He has a loving heart. He's, like I said, he could be a comedian, all of that. And that's how I gained the name Duchess of Gospel Music. And that was through Ricky Dillard and New G. Dr. Ricky Dillard now. And New G overseas. And I just want to say thank you. Because I said, if you get on his stage and you sing it right, Tiff Joy, that's a good example. And I'm telling the truth. How many times have Tiff Joy sang You're Amazing? All over the city, the Chicago, the world, whatever. But once that 25th anniversary, at that church, what was that, New Faith?
New Faith in Matson.
In Matson, Illinois, right around the corner from my house. And she sang You're Amazing. That song went viral.
Yes, it did.
But I done heard it 1,000 times.
With Tony Titwell.
Tony Titwell, absolutely. So I'm just saying, those of you that's in New G right now, and I want to have this message because I never delivered this before, and this opportunity, I'm sure they'll see it. Enjoy your season. I just said something. Enjoy your season. Because every day now, there's another singer, every minute, every hour, every second. But enjoy your season. And I'm not going to say it's up. But when it begin to shrivel down, be a good sport and push that next person on. I sang in New G for about 6-7 years and never let a song. Never let another song. But I pushed those that were there. And that's what we are here to do. To encourage.
And in your heart too, because people see, because I talk to people like Steven Hickerson and things like that, they want to know more about the history of New G. So it's make sure you have a humble heart. Whatever you do, just make sure your heart is humble.
Spirit. Yes.
Spirit. And on that note, we'll be back. We're going to hear some Christmas carols from.
I'm going to do the best I can. Don't show this to my doctor.
Bye. We'll be back. You've had your hand into some radio too. It's better.
I am. That's right.
So
And I'm still on. And if you're looking, listen, I'm looking for sponsors. Mm-hmm. If you need any sponsorship, please let the Duchess know. Mm-hmm. But it's Better Live with the Duchess. 1570 AM on the Big Gospel Express. Yes, that's me.
And then also
2:30 to 3:30.
2:30
every Thursday.
And you was on, I believe it was a radio.
I was on 102.3.
102, and then
I was on Tabernacle Internet. Yeah, that was when was the COVID thing going on there? Yeah.
GMAC now, right?
Let's talk about that. Yes. But would I tell you that Vashawn Mitchell did my first project?
That's what I was before the one you did
before,
with exactly
before the
one. Yes,
he recorded. Yes, he produced my first project.
Yes. I have it at home.
And then my second project was Great Boys Production, and the third, So I just wanted to put that out there.
Oh yes,
yeah, Vashawn Mitchell. Yes, and it was good. All of it was good.
Yes.
But back then I didn't know about promoting and publishing. I might try to bring those songs back because those are some good songs. My song wrote two songs, a song on that one and the second one too. But getting to radio, you said?
No, GMAC.
Oh, GMAC. Gospel music according to Chicago. Yes. Well, I saw those group of people, and after being a part of New G, I saw those group of people. They was my age, in my age realm. And I said, well, I think this would be another thing I could do. These people are like from 50, 55 and up. You got people 90-some years old in this choir. And when I tell you GMAC sings.
Well, LA, I have really enjoyed myself tremendously.
I could go on about what I
know.
But I'm not the type of person that like to talk about, what I've done.
But it's okay because the more you talk, see, people like me, I'm a connoisseur for information because I love to give people their flowers. That's why I do what I do. Because as a child, like, I would be so enthusiastic about these people in the church. And I'm like, I wanted to learn more. But the information was scarce, So I had to go on this journey myself.
I was going to say, what made you, because I've seen you interview so many, and you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What made you want to do that?
I love this genre of music because it's so liberating. It has been a transport of inspiration throughout the years from its emergence in the 1930s. Prior to the 30s with the spiritual. So it's just me loving on my culture, loving on Black people, and you are a part of it. Listen, I'll say this only when it's applicable, and I mean it. That's why I'm looking you in your eyeball. Some people are in history because they just live, right? They're just in history because they live. But you have some people that are in history because they impact.
Yes.
You have impact history, and that's why I'm here.
Wow. I never saw myself like that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
But since it's the holiday season, would you please spread a little love to the people? Tell them something before you play. Give them some love.
I want to say this because I got to play my song. But I want to say this to you all out there. I know the holiday season can be a little down for some people. And I used to be one of them. And sometimes I still get in that because my mother died on New Year's Eve. Last day of the year. And I kind of stopped going to watch services because of that. But when I think of the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done for me.
That you can remember.
That I can remember. Come on, somebody. My children, my grandchildren, my husband for 47 years. It'll be, 47 years, I think, this year. That's something to be thankful for. That's something to be thankful for. And I just want to encourage you, and even you out there to live. He promised us 70. But I'm going to do overtime. I already talked to him about it. So I just want you all to live, love, and laugh. Enjoy your life to the fullest because tomorrow is not promised. It's not promised. And while the blood is still running warm in my veins, I'm going to live.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy life. My husband took me to Paris, took me to London for my 65th birthday.
Wow.
I turned 65 on this year. And when I tell you we had a ball,
Okay.
we had a ball. And thank God I already had my passport.
Mm-hmm. And you can still live at 65.
Come on. Don't play with me. You can still live at 65. Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord.
Beautiful.
Now let me play this other song for y'all. This is one of my favorites, and it can also be encouraging to you, and you. Wait a minute.
I got you.
No.
It won't be long. You're gonna
Lean on me.
When you're not strong.
Sing, Eric.
I'll be your friend.
I'll help you carry on. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Christmas.